And I didn't jinx it. The Dow is now positive, up about 14 points. All right, in soccer terms, they call it a backwards roll. You're dribbling forward with your feet, and then you reverse and dribble backward. And that's what happened to shares of soccer franchise at Manchester United yesterday. First, they zoomed forward by 17%. That was in pre-market trading after Elon Musk tweeted he was going to buy the famed soccer team. But then he clarified it was a joke and that he's not joining the long list of billionaires who own sports teams. Hence the reverse, with nearly all but about 2% of those gains in Man U disappearing. If there is anyone who knows the ins and outs of investing quite seriously in a pro team, it's billionaire investor Marc Lasry. Not only does the Avenue Capital co-founder own the 2021 NBA championship Milwaukee Bucks, he has just become a co-owner of the Lions, not the Detroit Lions. This is a major league pickleball team, and he is partnering with former pro tennis player James Blake. The team is part of a professional league with high-profile owners, including former Super Bowl champ Drew Brees. Billionaire and Avenue Capital CEO Marc Lasry joins me now at a Fox Business Exclusive. Do you play pickleball, Marc?
I actually do. I would tell you I am off the charts. I am so good.
Yeah, in the wrong direction, off the charts maybe, right?
Right, in the wrong direction. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America, but is this investment for fun or is there real financial opportunity here?
I think it's a real financial opportunity. I think it's exactly what you just said. It's one of the most popular sports in America today. And what you're finding, and sort of the reason I invested in it with James when we bought the franchise, was the goal is that over time, if you can get a media contract, if you end up having more and more people come to games and to tournaments, the value of that franchise will keep going up. So the big thing is that right now it's one of the most popular sports in the United States. And if you have that, then that means sooner or later you'll get a media contract, and the value of that franchise should go up quite a bit.
Okay. I mean, it's certainly in its nascent stages, but, you got the Milwaukee Bucks. And as we look at all of this, before we get to the markets, I really just want your quick reaction to, a billionaire like Elon joke tweeting about buying a team, especially a publicly traded one. Some legal experts kind of believe that regulators may examine this tweet because it gyrated Man U shares. How seriously is investing in sports teams and keeping things under wraps and not fooling around because some of them are publicly traded?
I think it's hard when it's publicly traded. Even if you're interested, when you have something that's publicly traded, to say you're interested in it, automatically the price moves up because people don't know what you're willing to pay. So I think it's kind of difficult. But I think at the end of the day, there's a tremendous amount of interest in soccer and basketball and the NFL. So anything that's live sports, that's what you're finding. And you're just seeing that the value of those franchises is actually going up quite a bit.
All right, let's transition here to the markets, because while I'd love to sit here all day and talk about soccer and hockey, if you buy a hockey team, I'll be really thrilled. Marc, I really want to know about your outlook for the markets, because you at Avenue Capital do a lot of investing in distressed debt, but you also just filed your 13F, which of course is for the big institutional and big investors like yourself who have to say what they bought during the quarter. And I thought it was very interesting that some of what you bought was and exited, right? I mean, you exited your Diamond Offshore. You sold Vista Energy, you sold Gulfport, you bought Impel, Excel as a new buy. Can we sort of infer anything from these buys and exits?
Well, I think part of it, one of the reasons we got out of a number of our energy positions is just the value had gone up tremendously from where we had initially invested. Excel is an investment right now where the bonds have gotten hit pretty hard. So we sort of look at that and think, that at the end of the day, I think right now you're getting about I think for where they're trading, it's about somewhere around a 25-30% current. So it's pretty high. And we think there's a tremendous amount of capital appreciation. So in a lot of these situations today, for us, what you're seeing is a real need for capital, that people are nervous. I think as you were talking about earlier, the question is, are you going into a recession or not? I think we are in a mild recession. And you're going to continue in that and be, at least for, the next 6 months or a year. So if that's going to happen, then having cash or having money and being able to buy things when there's problems, that's really what we're focused on, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, in that way, you're a canary in a coal mine because you get the call from companies that find themselves close to the precipice, close to the sort of troubled edge, whether it be bankruptcy or near bankruptcy. And you love the calls because you lend your money at great rates, certainly. So what kind of calls are you getting? I know you won't reveal who calls you because you and I go back far enough that I know, but are the calls increasing? Are you seeing more and more companies getting closer to distress?
You're getting a lot of calls right now. And the reason for it is banks are pulling back. So people right now, what everybody wants to do is just make sure they have enough cash or make sure they have enough liquidity for whatever's going to happen over the course of the next year. So people are just trying to be proactive and they're trying to be careful. And they're not really focused as much on the interest rate that they're paying. So if you sort of think about where sort of rates are today, we're charging anywhere between sort of 10 to 12%.
Wow.
So, we're getting quite a bit of premium for that. And that's because companies are nervous, and they should be, right? Because nobody knows what's going to happen. So at least for us, things are getting really, we're finding huge opportunities, mainly because of all the issues that are out there.
You had called, in a way, right around June in an interview, the bottom of the market, although you were sure to couch it and say nobody ever knows. So when you see that opportunity, dive in. We've had amazing run-ups in the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, Russell over just the past 2 months. How much longer does this go? Can you make a new prediction here?
Well, I think you're going to find that as we start getting towards the end of the year, the whole focus is when does the Fed start lowering rates? And if people think it's going to take a while, then you're going to see the market come down. I think at the end of the day, the Fed is going to keep doing what they're doing. You're not going to see rates coming down, I would say, until sort of the third quarter of next year. So you've got about a year where things are going to be kind of hard. But I think right now everybody's just optimistic that everything is going to start turning in June. And the minute that changes, that perception that it's not June or the middle of the year and it's going to take longer, that's when you see the market get hit. So I think those are going to be the issues, and that's what people should be focused on.
Marc, it's great to see you. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, go Lions and pickleball. We'll be cheering them on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care. Marc Lasry of Avenue Capital.